Picture this. You're a veteran struggling to make ends meet, maybe dealing with service-connected disabilities that keep you confined to your home most days. Meanwhile, the VA is sitting on a secret benefit worth over $50,000 a year that they're not telling you about. I'm talking about VA Housebound Benefits, specifically SMC-S, and it could put an extra $4,408 in your pocket every single month. But here's the kicker. Less than 2% of eligible veterans even know this exists. After helping thousands of veterans unlock their hidden benefits, I can tell you right now that what I'm about to share is something you haven't heard of before. If you qualify for this benefit, and you're not getting it, you've potentially lost out on tens of thousands of dollars already. And the VA, they're not exactly advertising this one. Before we dive deep, I need you to grab a pen and paper, because I'm about to give you specific information that could change your financial situation forever. And if this helps you or someone you know, smash that like button and drop a comment telling me your story. Now let's uncover this $4,000 secret. The VA Housebound Benefit, technically called Special Monthly Compensation S, is one of the most overlooked benefits in the entire VA system. While everyone talks about disability ratings and basic compensation, this benefit flies completely under the radar. Here's what makes this benefit so powerful. Regular VA disability compensation maxes out at around $3,800 for a 100% rating, but SMC-S, at the minimum, starts at around $4,408. But wait, there's more to this story that'll shock you. This isn't some new benefit that just got created. SMC-S has been around for decades, quietly helping veterans who knew how to access it. The problem? The VA doesn't have any incentive to tell you about it. They don't send letters saying, hey, you might qualify for an extra $4,000 a month. They don't have commercials or advertisements. You have to know to ask for it. Now here's where it gets interesting, and this is crucial information that could save you years of frustration. To qualify for SMC-S, you need to meet specific criteria that most veterans don't even realize they satisfy. First, you need to have a service-connected disability rating, but here's the twist. It doesn't have to be 100%. Many veterans assume they need the highest rating possible, but that's not true. The real requirement is that your disabilities must substantially confine you to your home or immediate premises. Notice I said substantially, not completely. You don't have to be a prisoner in your own home. If your service-connected conditions make it difficult or unreasonable for you to leave your house on a regular basis, you might qualify. This includes physical disabilities, mental health conditions, or a combination of both. Let me paint you a picture of who typically qualifies, and I bet you'll recognize yourself or someone you know in these examples. Veterans with severe mobility issues who struggle to navigate outside their home environment. Those dealing with PTSD so severe that leaving their safe space triggers anxiety attacks. Veterans with chronic pain conditions that make extended trips outside exhausting or impossible. Even those with cognitive issues that make independent travel unsafe or unreliable. Here's something that'll blow your mind. You can actually leave your house occasionally and still qualify for this benefit. The VA looks at the overall pattern of your life, not whether you stepped outside your front door yesterday. If your service-connected disabilities make leaving home a significant challenge that affects your daily routine, you're potentially eligible. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why aren't more veterans getting this benefit? The answer comes down to three major problems with how the VA handles SMC-S claims. First, most VA representatives either don't know about this benefit or don't understand the qualification criteria. Second, the application process is buried in bureaucratic language that makes it nearly impossible for average veterans to navigate. Third, and this might make you angry, the VA actually benefits financially when fewer veterans claim this benefit. The documentation requirements for SMC-S can seem overwhelming, but once you know what they're looking for, it becomes much more manageable. You'll need medical evidence showing your service-connected disabilities and how they impact your ability to leave home. This includes treatment records, specialist opinions, and detailed statements about your daily limitations. The key is connecting the dots between your disabilities and your restricted lifestyle. Here's a strategy most veterans never consider, and it's absolutely game-changing. When you're preparing your SMC-S claim, don't just focus on your physical limitations. Document everything about how your service-connected conditions affect your life outside the home. This includes anxiety about crowds, fatigue that makes extended trips impossible, pain that worsens with activity, or cognitive issues that make navigation challenging. One veteran I helped had a 60% disability rating for PTSD and chronic pain. She assumed she didn't qualify for SMC-S because her rating wasn't high enough, but when she was able to get documentation on how her conditions kept her confined to her home most days, avoiding triggers and managing pain, she qualified immediately. That mistake of not applying earlier cost her over $30,000 in back benefits she could have received. The application timing is crucial, and this could save or cost you thousands. SMC-S benefits can be backdated to when you became eligible, but only if you apply correctly. If you've been substantially housebound due to service-connected conditions for years but never applied, you could be looking at a massive lump sum payment. However, the VA won't automatically backdate unless you can prove when your qualifying condition began. Let's address the biggest myth surrounding this benefit that keeps veterans from applying. Many people think SMC-S is only for veterans who are completely bedridden or wheelchair-bound. That's absolutely false. The benefit is designed for veterans whose service-connected disabilities substantially limit their ability to function outside their home environment. This interpretation is much broader than most people realize. Here's something that might surprise you about the approval process. Unlike some VA benefits that can take over 6 months and even years to process, SMC-S claims often move relatively quickly once properly submitted. Why? Because the criteria are more objective than some other benefits. Either your conditions substantially confine you to your home, or they don't. There's less subjective interpretation involved. Now let's talk about combining SMC-S with other benefits, because this is where things get really interesting financially. SMC-S added with your regular disability compensation, but it can also combine with other special monthly compensation benefits if you qualify. Some veterans end up with total monthly benefits exceeding $10,000 when all their eligible benefits are properly claimed. The medical evidence requirements might seem daunting, but there's a strategic approach that dramatically improves your success rate. Instead of just submitting general medical records, focus on documentation that specifically addresses how your conditions affect your ability to leave home. Get statements from your doctors that explicitly connect your service-connected disabilities to your restricted lifestyle. Here's a pro tip that most veterans never hear about. When gathering evidence for your SMC-S claim, include statements from family members, friends, or caregivers who can testify about how your conditions limit your activities outside the home. These buddy statements can provide powerful supporting evidence that medical records alone might not capture. The appeal process for denied SMC-S claims has some unique aspects that you need to understand. Because this benefit is less commonly claimed, many initial reviewers might not fully understand the criteria. If you're denied, don't assume you don't qualify. Often it's simply a matter of better explaining how your conditions meet the substantial confinement standard. One thing that absolutely amazes me is how many veterans qualify for this benefit, but never apply, because they think their conditions aren't severe enough. You don't need to be completely housebound. You don't need a 100% disability rating. You just need service-connected conditions that substantially limit your ability to function outside your immediate home environment. Let me share something that might change your perspective entirely. The $4,288 monthly from SMC-S isn't just money. It's recognition of the significant impact your service-connected disabilities have on your quality of life. This benefit acknowledges that being substantially confined to your home creates real financial and practical challenges that deserve compensation. If you think you might qualify for SMC-S, don't wait. Every month you delay is potentially $4,000 you're not receiving. Start gathering your medical documentation. Get statements from your healthcare providers about your limitations, and submit that claim. The worst thing that can happen is they say no, but the best thing that could happen is life-changing money every month. This is just the beginning of unlocking your hidden VA benefits. There are dozens of other benefits, programs, and strategies that most veterans never discover. Check out our Unlock More VA Money playlist in the description box below for comprehensive guides on maximizing every benefit you've earned through your service. Drop a comment and let me know if this helped you or if you have questions about your specific situation.